So, after running multiple companies for 5 decades, all my own, I actually have been working retail just to make ends meet lately, because everything's kind of crazy right now in the world. But, you know, it's not what I want to be doing, but it's something that I have to do. I mean, I got to pay the bills. And I've talked in other videos about just kind of how unusual it is working in retail. It's a pretty strange environment when you're used to running your own show for all these years. But sometimes you got to just suck it up and keep moving. Well, not sometimes, all the time. You know, when you get down, you got to just really kind of keep plowing forward. And that involves finding kind of a bridge along the way to kind of fill in the gaps, especially financially. But even when you're not working for a while after you retire or whatever the case may be for you, there's a period where if you're sitting around for a while, in my case at least, I have to keep creating. I have to keep doing things. And that's the reason over all these years I've had all these multiple companies, because I'd run them for 10, 15, 20 years. And then I'd either something had happened, it'd make me switch course, or I'd just get bored and I'd want to do something different. And there's certainly nothing wrong with that, because a lot of people go through that. But going from owning your own company and being the boss all these years, stepping down to working in a retail store in a corporate environment is just mind-boggling some days. I'm actually sitting in the parking lot here before going into work, and a lot of these thoughts just kept going through my head, and I'm like, I got to share them. And I have no notes. I'm just kind of riffing here, so if I ramble, excuse me. But one of the things that kind of twists with your head a lot is dealing with the public in a retail environment. And I'm sure people that have worked in the service industry, whether it's in restaurants or bank teller or whatever the job might be, experience these same things as far as dealing with the public. And number one is that I am shocked every day at how ignorant people can be. And I don't know, we joke actually at this job that we wonder if you ever watch Severance, where the guy goes to work and as soon as he gets in the elevator, it changes his outside world to the inside world, and he doesn't remember the outside world. And that's not a spoiler. If you haven't watched it, you should watch it. But we joke that there must be something at the front door of this building that when people walk in, they just lose their goddamn mind. They become totally ignorant, lazy. They expect you're going to be like a personal shopper for them. And yeah, we are taking care of the customer. I don't mean it in that light. I mean, if people are nice and they ask questions, I'm happy to help them. But people walk to the end of an aisle and they just stand there staring at you, and sometimes don't even say anything, like you're supposed to be a mind reader. Jesus God. I mean, just blows my mind. So I had a guy walk up to me the other day, and he was probably 20 feet from me, and I was standing there. He's just walked up to the end of the aisle, and he said, "What do I got to do to find help around here?" And I just kind of looked around, and I said, "Well, I'm standing right here. What do you need help with?" He's like, I've been standing here for 10 minutes, and nobody's offered to help me once. And I thought, I just watched you walk down that from the front door all the way to where I was standing, having not stopped once. And yet he's making up this bullshit about having to stand there for 10 minutes. Are people that entitled that think, I don't know, do they think that we have somebody standing at the end of every aisle just waiting for them? Oh my God, I just shake my head every day. And this is not just one instance. This happens 5 or 6 or 7 times a day. So going from my own environment, having been a home builder or even owning my trucking firm, I never had people talk to me like that, ever. But somehow in this store, and I think it's true, I do have a couple friends that work at one of the competitors to the store I work in, and man, we'll get together for a beer or something, And they go through the exact same thing. It doesn't matter what store it is. People are just ignorant and rude and entitled, and I don't know where all this comes from. I don't know if it's from COVID and people being locked up for over a year and just don't know how to act around the public, but I'm sure you can sense it. It really pisses me off that people, well, in fact, we have a sign on our desk in the department I work in that I don't memorize it, but it alludes to the fact that if you're going to be rude or call our employees names, please leave the store. And I've had to actually, they call it trespassing a customer. I've had to trespass 2 or 3 people in the last year and a half. Kick them out of the store because they were so rude, so combative, so argumentative that obviously whatever I was going to do wasn't going to help them. They were just looking to pick a fight with somebody. Now, I get people have a bad day, but yeah, no. Sorry, that I don't play that game. And again, it's not just me. I've had other people in the store have to do the same thing. So that's one of the biggest mindset changes is dealing with the public in a whole different level. So if you're over 50 or over 60 and you're going to work retail, spend as much time as you can in your off time devising a plan to do something else, unless retail is your goal and you like people yelling at you and walking all over you. And I mean, that's great if you're into that, but that's not the life I want to live. So I only bring this up because there are several things I'm working on, including this YouTube channel, to generate revenue, long-term revenue, along with whatever may come of this. And if nothing comes of it, great, that's fine too. But I've not only got a plan B, I've got a plan C that I'm working on all the time, because things just change too fast. And especially when you're this age, there are so many more restrictions, and you almost feel like you're put into a box sometimes, that you have to do X, Y, and Z, and you have to conform in this kind of an environment. So you got to really plan some options for what you can do. So that's really kind of the point I wanted to make. This isn't like a long ramble thing, but, or maybe it was. You might think it was, and if so, I'm sorry. I'm not meaning to ramble, but I just want you to know, if this is a world you're going into, you may want to go maybe apply for the city Power Works division or something like that. You'll be a lot happier, I think. And yeah, I don't know. Plus, not to tell you that retail doesn't pay anything. It's a tough thing to do. It's tough. I don't know how people make a living in this environment. I really don't. So I hope that helps just kind of shed a little light on the retail world and kind of reframes on how you think things might be bizarre or how rude people can be. And I'm sure in some upcoming videos, I'm going to touch on this. I may just do a video talking about all the strange things that happen. And it's probably going to be a 30-minute video because there's so many of them. It's just mind-blowing. But, yeah. Oh, and before I get off this one, I just looked over here and there's a lady walking her dog here. Not a big deal. I'm a huge dog lover. But on weekends, people bring their dogs in here. And I mean, it's like a dog park inside this store. There are just dozens of dogs walking around. And I think it's great. I love them. I want to pet all of them, but I have a real issue. And this happened one time where a lady's walking her dog down the main aisle. The dog stopped, took a piss all over one of the boxes on a display thing in the middle of the aisle. And there's probably a 2-foot big puddle of dog urine on the floor. And she just kind of looked at it and walked off. Really? What the hell are you thinking? You're in a public environment. Either A, control your dog, or B, be nice enough to find one of the salespeople and say, do you have some paper towels so I can clean up an aisle, whatever? no, that wasn't her game. She just walked off and acted like nothing happened. So her dog probably poops in her neighbor's yard too. So that wouldn't surprise me. Anyway, that's all I got for today. Keep plugging away, find some options, keep living life. Hopefully you can find a smile in some of this along the way. I'll talk to you again in the next video. Take care.